Hello, friends. This is Sanjay Singh, your sales coach. Welcome back to this LinkedIn live session today. And today's topic is how do you design a lead magnet in sales? So it's exciting, friends. Every alternate day we come live together, and this fraternity of salespeople, this fraternity of professionals who are proud to associate themselves with a profession called sales. You're all welcome. The whole idea is to understand the science of selling. In today's session, we are going to talk about lead magnets and how a lead magnet is designed and what is a lead magnet. Now, right at the beginning of the program, when you are selling a product or service in the market, there is a group of people who are suspected to buy your product or service. So, this group of people, we call them suspects. Now, these suspects have to become prospects, right? So, when you feed a communication to suspect so that the suspect gets attracted to you to become a prospect, this communication is called a lead magnet. Now, in short, a prospective buyer is what we call a lead, right? So, what is that communication which a seller can make which will positively attract a prospective buyer towards the seller? See, here the seller is not getting attracted to the buyer. The buyer is getting attracted to the seller. And when the buyer gets attracted to the seller, it is called a sales lead. Now, what could be the communication? What could be the communication in a lead magnet so that it attracts a buyer? Interesting. Now, at this juncture, we have to understand that every buyer in this world has got a risk or a challenge or a problem or a need at his end. To mitigate the risk or to solve the challenge or the problem or to fulfill the need, a purchase is made. So, the very existence of a buyer predetermines the fact that there is a risk, challenge, problem, or need at the other end. In sales, we also call it need analysis, right? So, when we are talking about a lead magnet, we have to keep in our mind that the suspect whom we are trying to attract to ourselves through the magnet has got a risk or a challenge or a problem or a need. And my product or service should be able to mitigate the risk or solve the problem or challenge or fulfill the need. And many a times the risk is potential and not today. So when a life insurance salesman says that you might die, he's talking about a risk which might come in the future, not today. Okay. So risk, challenge, problem, need today or in the future to be highlighted. And the lead magnet should in a way solve these problems. Now, whenever you solve these four problems, you can note these four words on the screen. You can solve these four problems either by increasing or improving the productivity of the customer, or the performance of the customer, or the efficiency or the effectiveness of the customer. So, when your product decreases the waste of a customer, you are actually saying, you are actually giving a value proposition that once you use my raw material, your waste will come down, hence your performance will go up, right? So productivity, performance, efficiency, and effectiveness are four generic terms. And these generic terms are used to solve any risk, challenge, problem, or need of the customer. Now, this is where, if you have understood thus far, so you have understood that there is a suspect and there is a kind of communication which is sent to the suspect so that it positively attracts the suspect towards you and he becomes a prospect or a lead. You also understood that every suspect has got risk, challenge, problem, or need at their end. And to mitigate or solve or fulfill that, the seller is required. The third thing we understood is productivity, performance, efficiency, or effectiveness are the four keywords which can be used to propose value to the customer. Now, so far done. Now let me introduce this concept to you, which is what I call WIIIFM. WIIIFM. WIFM. Now, what is WIFM? If some of you are wondering what exactly is WIFM, well, WIFM is an acronym which stands for What is in it for me? Yes, I repeat, what is in it for me? And who is the me here? The me is the customer. So when you prepare a lead magnet, if you are trying to promulgate in the lead magnet that you are the world's best and you are the best, you are the cheapest and you are the most effective, no one in the world even lends a listening ear to you. So no suspect, no buyer in the world is interested in you or your product or your service or all the grammar that you're trying to blow. Every buyer is interested in what is in it for me. So if I'm a buyer, and if I look at a communication, I always say that, okay, you do this, how am I going to benefit? So what is in it for me? Right? Now, this is where the trick starts, my friend. Now, if you are struggling with this question that how to craft a lead magnet, and I'm using the word craft because although the header of this program says how to design a lead magnet, but I think the word design is a misnomer. You cannot design, you have to craft. When I use the word craft, it means apart from your knowledge, your emotions, your sentiments, and your understanding the market also has to go in crafting a lead magnet. So what do I do when I craft a lead magnet? I basically create a WIFM. I create a WIFM, which is what is in it for me, and me is the customer. So, for example, if I am in the business of real estate and if I am looking at a customer silo of doctors, as in surgeons, I try to understand their buying behavior. I said, okay, a good surgeon earns cash every day, right? So he has a cash liquidity every day and he might be trying to avoid to pay income tax. So he keeps cash, as kacha money. Now, if I'm a real estate developer and trying to attack the doctor segment, who's a surgeon who keeps a lot of dispensable cash with himself, my vision will be, let me help you invest or let me help you park your daily cash in an investment that grows at the rate of 20% per annum for you. You see what I have done? I have created a WIFM for a surgeon doctor who has got dispensable cash every day. Now, this particular WIFM will not appeal to a Ayurvedic doctor because Ayurvedic doctor doesn't have a daily dispensable cash collection with him. You understand what I mean? So, how to craft a lead magnet? The lead magnet is crafted by creating a WIFM statement, and then comes the copywriting. That how do you express the entire WIFM in few words, in a phrase, in a catchy phrase. All right. I remember a client of mine who were in the business of manufacturing garden pipes. They said that dil garden ho gaya. All right. So इस बार हम आपके दिल को garden कर देंगे. That's the kind of WIFM statement they did, and that was a hit amongst the distributors and dealers with whom they ran a scheme for garden pipes. So here we understand that WIFM crafting is important. Now, once you have phrased your WIFM, you have to take care of the following things. Your communication, which is the lead magnet, should be 70% of the communication must be visual. Because no one likes text garbage. So ensure that your lead magnet is 70% visual. The visual must support the WIFM, right? So I gave you the example of a doctor relaxing in the afternoon, looking at the cash. So my visual should be a doctor with a stethoscope, sleeping in the afternoon, taking a nap, and then if my WIFM is that let me help you park your daily cash, That makes it, right? That makes sense. So rule number one, 70% should be visual, and the visual must support the vision, right? Rule number two, there must be a call to action. So a good lead magnet has got a call to action. And the call to action should somehow suggest that let's meet today, let's meet now, let us sit over a cup of coffee, kind of thing. Because you might create a strong vision, but if you don't create a call to action, the customer is not goaded to come to you, and it doesn't become a lead, right? So 70% of the communication should be visual. The rule number two, visual should support your vision. And rule number three, it must have a call to action. Done, dusted. If you have done this far, your lead magnet is ready, and your lead magnet can now be spread out in the market to attract more leads for you, right? Now, here it is important. I have already told you that every lead magnet is customized for each customer site. You cannot have one lead magnet for your company and using it across the board for every customer silo, because the buying behavior of every customer silo is different. In the example that I gave you earlier, if I'm a real estate salesperson, the buying behavior of a surgeon is different, and the buying behavior of an Ayurvedic doctor is different, and the buying behavior of a dentist is different, right? So the same vision will not work for everyone. So you should have customized lead magnets for each customer silo, and you must keep on measuring the lead magnet effectiveness, because there is no lead magnet which is permanent. And a lead magnet has got a fatigue level. So you cannot be using the same lead magnet across the year. So customize lead magnet for each silo, number one. Number two, keep on changing the lead magnet depending on the effectiveness that it gives to you. And these two things taken together will hold you good in this business of lead magnet. Now, towards the end of the program, I want to ask you this question. Do you have your lead magnets ready? If not, go back to the drawing board. Ask yourself some questions. Ask yourself that what are the customer silos that I deal with? Out of these customer silos, what are the silos where I want to proactively approach to be able to generate better leads for myself? And then go ahead and ask yourself, what could be the risk, pain, challenge, or need of this silo? Go ask yourself, what could be the vision statement? What is an it for me statement for this silo? And after having done that, take the help of either utility services like Canva, or maybe some graphic designer who can convert your idea into a vision, into a lead magnet, and proudly use those lead magnets to all the suspect database that you have, so that you keep on getting more and more leads. Because remember, more leads means more tofu, that is top of funnel. And more tofu means more mofu, that is middle of funnel. And more mofu means more bofu, that is bottom of funnel. And more bofu means more orders, right? So all those of you who have been fighting out in the dark, shooting in the dark, that I'm going to work hard and I'll get leads from the market, are actually being foolish. You don't get leads in the market. You drive leads towards yourself by creating lead magnets and attracting leads towards yourself, and then using those leads to convert into sales. Friends, this is time for me to say goodbye to you. Be proud of the fact that you are a salesperson and you have chosen sales as your profession, because there is no profession in this world which can give you name, fame, and money at a speed faster than sales. I am on a mission of empowering 1 million salespersons with the science of selling before 2025. So I would request you to connect me to more and more salespeople, especially sales freshers, so that we can empower them with the science of selling and create a cult of salespeople who believe in the religion of sales. This is time for me to say goodbye. This is Sanjay Singh, your sales coach, signing off with the final message: बेचना सीख लोगे तो जिंदगी बन जाएगी.